It's Sunday the 8th of May 2016. This is a chart update for Evolution Mining. Evolution, I think I put up a video at the start of April after it had this sort of 20% or 30% correction from that February high. Like a lot of the other gold stocks, it peaked in February, but the decline in Evolution was sort of a little bit overdone. There didn't seem to be any real production issues in their quarterly reports, and no indication that that April was going to be a poor production number. So it's had that consolidation period at the lower range here, and I was saying I think it was probably one of the better picks of the Australian gold stocks at the time. And a few days later, it had that quarterly report came out, or the preliminary numbers anyway, in that quarterly, and they were really good. Increasing production again. Costs still fairly steady around $1,000 an ounce. Paying down the debt as well. So I think by the end of April, they're down to about 370 million Australian debt. So they're producing about $100 million of free cash flow per quarter at these gold prices, and that figure might even increase now if you're producing sort of 200,000 ounces. $600 to $700 margin, so that you can really see they're going to pay that debt off fairly quickly still, and then they'll have that really clean balance sheet and just churning out cash, and they'll probably up the dividend as well. So I think now we're back at the top of this trend line, even peaking above it. It looks like it's going to go with the Australian dollar gold price going up to 1750 on Friday night Australian time. It's looking like Evolution's going to break clear of this previous high at 215 that it touched on, 216 that it touched on Monday, and then it's into blue sky territory. So you might see a short run up to say 240 maybe, and then a bit of a pullback and a range trade, start to range trade a little bit, because it's been a fairly strong move in the last 6 weeks, or last 4 weeks, say, since that quarterly. So yeah, it's starting to look a little bit overbought, but with that strength in the Australian dollar gold price, I think what you'll see with these stocks is that they're going to run up, and then they're not going to pull back in the same way. You're not going to get this volatility of move that we've seen for the last year and a half. I think you're more likely to see a range trade, so it's going to get up there and just knock about in a high point in this range, because the fundamentals don't justify it going back down to $1.50, say, or $1.70. Not with Australian dollar gold at 1750. It's just the cash that's churning out at these levels is just immense. So Evolution, still a good stock to own. As I think I've said in these videos before, I own Evolution, Northern Star, and Regis. I think 3 great quality Australian gold stocks to own, and I'm relatively happy in all 3 of them at the moment. So Evolution, good company, and ride that Australian dollar gold price.